Alright, hey, how are you guys? It has been a hot minute since I've filmed a video, and before I babble too much, let's just get started. I'm going to start out with a moisturizer from Clarins that I decanted into this little container from Sephora back in the day when you could shop at Sephora and touch anything you wanted and there was no pandemic or crazy stuff happening. I used to take these little things. Actually, I think this I didn't get from Sephora. I bought at maybe Jean Couture or Dollarama. So yeah, and I'm gonna give myself some good coating of this because my skin's a lot drier this time of year. Prior to this, I used a cleanser from Bioderma and a couple of serums. Yeah. So I'm actually not going outside today. I will be working out after this because I just ordered a set of 10-pound dumbbells. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the Shu Uemura Block Booster alongside the Bare It All foundation by Pure. I actually have a review for this foundation on my channel. Last year I did 12 days of foundation. I'm thinking of doing something like that again, because I don't know, it was a good experience for me. I got to really get into my camera settings. I tried to make it all consistent, and that's actually really difficult. It's really hard to get the lighting right, especially in the winter time. So it ended up being a really good practice session for me. So I'm mixing the two on the back of my hand. I'm working out after this, so I'm not wearing that much face product. But I like to work it in with my fingers at first and just kind of like that. I mean, I don't even apply it everywhere, because if you apply a lighter foundation in the center of your face and kind of blend it outwards, you blend it outwards and it just kind of works out somehow. I don't know how. If it's not too crazy of a color, I guess, if it matches enough. God, I am out of practice for these types of videos, and it's kind of bothering me that this side is a bit darker. I might go get my reflector, or if I turn my face to the side, you can see better. I have the Essence I Heart Color eyeshadow base. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put the eyeshadow base on, and then I'll also put on my concealer like that, and then blend them together. First, I think I'll use my fingers for the concealer because I don't know, sometimes it's hard to like get it to melt into the skin better. Okay, well, I'm gonna use the same brush. How have you guys been doing with quarantine? Here, we were promised that on October 28th, bars and restaurants would reopen, and then our health minister was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So that's not happening, and gyms are also closed, but schools are open, and certain grades are going into school on certain days. I don't know. None of this really affects me, to be honest, because I just don't really go out that much anymore. I do take walks and stuff, even though it's getting colder, but I'm just applying this anywhere that I would normally get oily, and also pretty sparingly, to be honest. Alright, so following that, I'm going to take this brush from Real Techniques. I am trying to pan this palette, or at least get as much pan as I can for the year. And I've got two transition shades in this, and I'm gonna use mostly this one and a bit of this one on this brush. And the way I do it is I just kind of flick it in and then tap off excess, and then I just kind of build it on. I start with a little bit of product at first because these are eyeshadows, so they tend to be more pigmented than a typical bronzer. And then I just kind of go a little bit around the perimeter of my temples and my face to kind of make fake that my foundation matches when it kind of doesn't. It's a little bit light, although I am starting to match my lighter foundation more than my darker foundation at this point. So I'm having to transition because obviously I'm losing my tan. There's a lot of pan showing, a lot more than my last update because I've been wearing more eyeshadow since it's, you know, that time of year. I'm going to be taking this brush here from Makeup Forever. I'll try to list these down below. And I'm just going on with a neutral wash of the creamy shade right here. Lately, I've been experimenting more with color because on my Instagram, I've been trying to do sort of a rainbow feed. I'm gonna take the transition shade on the side of this brush and just pop that. Whoa, that's so much more than I expected. Oh well. I'm taking a clean blending brush from Inglot and I'm just going to soften the edges of this because your girl went ham on this. So I feel like experimenting with different colors on my feed and sort of different types of photos and trying to make it all cohesive and learning more about my camera settings is going to help me long term in terms of photography and lighting. It's something that I find really enjoyable and I really should do more of and not be such a lazy butt. I'm currently trying to get into this shade. This is the next one that I'm trying to pan so that I can have pan in all 4 of these by the end of the year. I don't think there's going to be much more than that, to be fair, with this. So I'm just gonna pack this on my lid. Sweep this fallout away. I've been getting bored lately of wearing the same palette all the time for my project pan. So I'm dipping into this old Sephora Pantone palette that actually has duo chromatic colors. And I think I'm gonna go into, maybe let's match the purple and kind of go into this color. This is looking like a slate, but it has a shift to it. I'm gonna be using this MAC 222, which I got at Winners on sale. Like I said, I've been getting bored, so I've been pulling out different palettes or duos from my makeup stash and pairing it with the palette so that I'm not, you know, miserable using the same colors every day. Because we're always required to wear masks when we walk into places, it's just so much easier to wear dramatic eye makeup than it is to wear a bright lipstick because it transfers onto your mask and that's annoying. I'm really liking this color actually. Woo! It looks really cool. Look at that shift. To add a bit more of interest to this look, which should we use? Maybe let's try this weird light shade. I don't know. I'm taking it on this brush, the Inglot brush that was clean before, and just kind of placing it above the crease right there. That was disappointing. Nah, let's go into this one instead. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna get back into that mauve shade that I'm trying to pan there. Let's go into that purpley red shade here. Blend that out a bit. It's getting darker, so I brought in my reflector and it's probably going to change the audio because the reflector is on the mic and then that kind of blocks the sound and nobody cares. I'm gonna do my highlighter blush. I actually went down 1 gram in this. It's a miracle, and I find it works best with synthetic brushes, and I really get in there because it sort of has a cream texture that is tough to stick onto a brush. Like, I'm rubbing pretty hard here, and look. Anyways, so I'm sure a lot is gonna come off now. I'm just gonna do a little C, pop that on the highest part of my cheekbone slash blushish area. I'm gonna use a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury, the classic eye pencil to do a little thing here. Gonna pop some on the upper lash line as well, focusing at the root of the lash. And I'm not too worried that it's not perfect because I'm going to smudge it out anyways. So let's curl lashes and apply mascara, the most exciting part of the video. Oh, I forgot to do my brows. I'll do them after. But I really need to pump these bad boys because lately they have been limp AF and it's not a cute look. Nope. Today I'm using the voluminous curled wand because it's what I have on hand and it's what I've been using. At least you can't see my mouth right now. Does anyone else put their mascara on differently on each eye? Because I don't swap hands, but I definitely have a different technique. And my right is always much better than my left, as you can tell. Except that clump at the end. They all just kind of want to be together. I'm gonna do something dangerous. I'm gonna use some color mascara because I feel like it. Look up into this. Yes. Oh, do you see that clump? Jeez. So for brows, I'm just going to comb them out using the brush that's on the back side of this Kiss brow pencil. I actually really like the spoolie on this. This is called the Top Brow. I never hear anyone talk about Kiss in terms of brow products. Everyone's always like, oh yeah, their press-on nails and their lashes and their lash glue, which are all great, obviously, but their brow pencil is real good. I don't know if they still make this. I bought this in Toronto a few years back. After I apply, I'm obviously going to sort of blend this out because it's a bit harsh. For lips, I'm going to use the Annabelle lip liner in Buff, just on the outer rim and maybe center. This is totally not a fall makeup look, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to work out. This Pixie lip balm with shea butter in it. In the shade Sweet Pea, which is part of my project pan. Then I'm going to use some of my setting spray from Revlon. And this one is from Pixie, but I put it in this bottle. And I'm just going to shield my eyes. I just don't want that on my eyeshadow. So I just wanted to give you a better look at how the makeup and the skin turned out. This is kind of what I've been doing lately, except experimenting with different eyeshadow shades and placements, particularly the upper inner eye and the outer kind of blending shade at the end. I'll just use something else as a topper to sort of mix things up and give a sort of different vibe. And then of course the color mascara is freaking awesome. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I realize it's kind of casual and a sit down, but that's just kind of the vibe that I'm in. Feeling really chill, but also really wanting to test out my new dumbbells because I'm so excited to work out at home. They have been sold out forever. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.